welcome to Community Close-Up, and we are with. Good morning. We are with my good friend Keith Davis, and Keith is with SCORE. Everybody's heard of SCORE, but tell us what SCORE is.
Well, SCORE, the acronym is Service Corps of Retired Executives. And SCORE is a nationwide organization established in 1964 and is in every state in the United States and its territories. SCORE provides free counseling to America's small business, and that's what we do across the nation.
So if a person's thinking about going into business, or if they want to, if they're a small business and they're having some problems or need a mentor or have questions,
absolutely,
SCORE is there to help them.
Certainly. And my colleagues and I have different specialities. Mine would be in nonprofits, which we'll talk about later today. But we can help every aspect from beginning a business through an existing business that has concerns. We could help you think through some of your concerns and come to a happy resolution.
Now, you've got an office set up in the Rocky Mount Library at Braswell Memorial Library, and that's on what days?
I am there on Thursday from 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock at the Braswell Memorial Library on the second floor.
And no appointment is necessary, right?
Well, usually,
or would you prefer that?
We prefer appointments because this way we can slate at least an hour to talk to a client. Okay. And that would be just a rudimentary beginning to get an introductory and the business plan idea. And then I could do research. Next time we meet, I have more information so that they can act upon the information that I provide to them.
And this is Thursdays at 1 to
3 o'clock at Braswell Memorial Library.
Then you go to Nashville.
That's true. And then I'm at the Harold D. Cooley Library from 4 o'clock in the evening till 7 o'clock in the evening, whether I have appointments or not. And sometimes people come in off the street. Other times I had full appointments, an hour each, straight through. So I had to be on time and be ready to assist.
And the best number to call, Keith, is at 442-1173, I believe, right?
Yes, that's true.
If you want to make an appointment, if you have any questions. Mm-hmm.
That's the Braswell number. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that number is not really manned. It's a recording machine, so please be patient. We will get back to you. Okay. We don't have enough volunteers. We need volunteers.
So what would it take to be a volunteer of SCORE if a retired executive is watching?
Well, someone who has an inkling to assist others. And we would introduce you to the SCORE chairperson, and there was an application to fill out, and after that you would be a SCORE counselor, simply imparting the years of experience that you have in doing your business and helping others to start theirs.
And how much does it cost the individual to come and see you and get ideas? And
no cost, no cost. This is your tax money, federal tax money, hard at work. Congress funds Small Business Administration. Small Business Administration says that we are a resource to them. I guess that's one of the ways that you could tell whether there are more women opening up businesses than men, because all of the reports that go into Congress from all over the country, they can make decisions in the local areas of what's going on.
And I know that Braswell Library here in Rocky Mount has a terrific resource center.
Definitely, no doubt. Not just center, the personnel there. I mean, they're all skilled in a variety of things that can help those who I finish counseling. I let them know on a small booklet like this that out there in the library is a whole host of information, either in type form or in audio form or CD form. You choose.
I've been up there a lot, and there's so many interesting books, you know, how to start a business, how to continue a business, questions about your business.
Absolutely.
There's motivational tapes, there's discs that just tell you anything that you want to know. So it's a great resource, and Keith himself is a great resource.
Well, Herb, would you like to be a SCORE counselor? I mean,
I'm not retired yet. When I retire, I think I will be.
it looks like you've been to the library
I've
a
been to
lot.
the library, and I know that Nashville, and unfortunately I haven't been to the new library there. They moved into what was known as Joyner's Grocery, I believe. Right?
Okay, yeah. Well, that has changed, and they are larger than they were.
Right.
And Braswell Memorial Library plays a key role in the community libraries surrounding Rocky Mount, especially in the technological area. So a lot of libraries are now online and have Wi-Fi to help the public for free information and students. And the Braswell Library is packed. Nashville, I'm surprised, is also packed, not only with young little kids, but also teenagers and adults as well.
Both libraries and all libraries are great resources
no
for
doubt.
people to go to and to learn from, and in your case, help others, which
Yes,
we do
yes.
appreciate. Now, one of the main problems that we've been talking about is nonprofits.
Yes.
There are a lot of nonprofits locally, statewide, and nationwide that are losing their status as nonprofits. Would you tell us why? And
Well, the primary reason is nonprofits appear to not know that they're supposed to fill out specific 990 annual reporting applications. And that application is similar, or reporting report is similar to the initial 1023 that you had to fill out in order to become designated as a nonprofit organization with the IRS. There are 29,175 nonprofits in the state of North Carolina.
29,175
public charity nonprofits in the state of North Carolina as of last year. As of this month, there are 8,658 that have lost their tax-exempt status. And I think that's reason for concern for all of us.
And that's simply mainly that they haven't filled out the paperwork.
Well,
The majority.
that's the majority.
Some, they have reasons.
Other
they've got-
issues, yes.
But the majority of them, and we can't give you a number because we don't have that number.
That's
But
true.
the majority of them, it's simple paperwork.
Well,
Not simple.
man.
It's not
No, well,
simple.
you know what? It is simple.
There's no paperwork that's simple from the government.
True. But it is also simple if you keep the appropriate paperwork that you're supposed to, the records that are necessary on an ongoing, continuing basis. When it comes time for your tax professional to assist you in filling out your application, or for you to fill out your application yourself, you simply refer to the records that you have established on an ongoing basis. And that makes life so much easier. So I can show people some of the things that they might not be doing and that can enhance their record keeping and their procedures, so that when it comes time for filing, or if the North Carolina Auditor's Department were to come down for some reason, you would have all of the paperwork necessary to present to them, just as if the IRS would have come down to ask to see your paperwork as well.
It starts with a simple filing cabinet.
That's a beginning. Absolutely. After that, there's receipts for expenditures. Also, because you're a nonprofit, boards need to have given permission for things to be done. So governance boards gives the outline, the executives actually carry it out with interpretations, and that's how the nonprofits primarily just keep rolling along, so to speak. The rest is simply programs, your market, establishing customers and clients, getting volunteers in for whatever particular function you intend to provide to the community at large.
And, you know, a lot of people have ideas for nonprofits. They can come and talk, make an appointment, come
Sure.
and talk to you.
Absolutely.
And you could show them what it takes to get started.
Yes.
And if you're already a nonprofit, and you could help them, mentor with them if they're having some problems.
Yes.
There's a lot of issues now with the government cutting back.
True, very true, Herb. I feel that anyone wanting to start a nonprofit can come to any one of our programs that we're going to have. September 27th, we're going to have a program on this issue of automatic revocation of exemption. And when I say we, that's SCORE colleagues, we've come together to present to the public concerns that we have, and hopefully they can help nonprofits address these concerns through their various influences.
And the 27th of September
Is a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday night, and it'll be at
Braswell
Right.
Memorial Library, and it will be from 5:30 in the evening until 7:30. We intend to do the same program for September, October, November of this year, and skipping December, and then going into January and February. And that would be the last Tuesday of each month between 5:30 and 7:30.
Say that again. It's the
last Tuesday of each month for September, October, and November of this year, as well as January and February of next year. This is such an important issue. We are dedicating this amount of time, along with the help of the library, to make this information available to those who are concerned. And may I give you somewhat of a list of those who I think should be concerned? You have generally concerned citizens. You have board members. You have executives of nonprofits, staff members, volunteers who get up each day to go to do a job to help nonprofits. You also have supporting organizations. For example, the Braswell Library has the Friends. They support the library
Right.
through a variety of money-raising endeavors. Clients and customers who are being served should be concerned, and maybe can turn some of their receiving of information back to the nonprofit to help them stay afloat. You have funders, you have grant writers who actually take stories and situations that the organization needs and finds a funder that matches what their request is and gets it done. And also local government. Most important that local government be a part of and understanding why and what is going on in the nonprofits under their jurisdiction.
So all these people are invited, and the general public, he said, was the number one.
Yes.
A lot of times, we as taxpayers fund a lot of nonprofits. If you want to find out more about nonprofits, how they work, come to this meeting, and it's going to be the 27th
Of September,
at
which is next Tuesday, at the Wiley Room at the Braswell Memorial Library between 5:30 and 7:30.
and it's absolutely free.
Yes.
And you'll get a good opportunity to hear this lecture and meet other people that are of similar interest.
Concerned, that's right.
Tell you what, Keith, we're going to take a quick break.
Sure.
And when we come back, we'll talk more about what's going on with SCORE and
The nonprofit situation we're trying to address.
and we'll be right back.
Thanks, Herb.
Remedy This Naturally Health Food Stores has what you need to help you live a better life the way nature intended. From products and supplements to providing knowledge and education, we strive to help you understand how to get your body back in balance. We offer hair, saliva, and urine analysis to determine what you need. Our friendly staff can assist you every step of the way.
Remedy This Naturally is your store to help you be able to have good quality of life and do it naturally.
We are conveniently located at 1140 Benvenue Road in Rocky Mount. Stop in and let us show you a natural approach to your health.
After an accident, money's tight. We're willing to work with the insurance company or the attorney so it won't cost you any money out of pocket. Any type of serious accident, I believe, needs an x-ray. You have to find out if those bones are functioning properly, because 1 week later, 6 months later, a year later, these things can bother you. These can cause arthritis, and these things can be prevented. I've been in Rocky Mount now for 18 years, and I've always said, if I can't help you, I'll find someone that can.
Not only do we stand behind our work, we stand under it, and we guarantee that you will be completely satisfied. At Wayne's Roofing, we specialize in residential and commercial roofs. We use the best shingles, rubber, galvanized, or metal roofing material available. We do gutters, chimney stacks, and bonnets. Our estimates are free, and we have statewide services available. If it's an emergency or new construction, or if you're remodeling, call Wayne Coley at 442-7700. He has been in business over 30 years with many of the same employees and thousands of satisfied customers. That's Wayne's Roofing in Rocky Mount, North Carolina.
Frozen shrimp, $4.29. Smaller stores, limited varieties, no lobster tanks. Frozen shrimp at Save-A-Lot, $2.99. Low everyday prices. It's why you save up to 40%. Save-A-Lot.
Okay, welcome back to Community Close-Up. We're with our good friend Keith Davis, who's a counselor with the SCORE organization, and SCORE has an office at Braswell Memorial Library on Thursdays from 1 to 3, and at the Harold Cooley Library in Nashville from 4 to 7 on Thursday nights. There's a number up here that you'll see. If you'll call him and make an appointment, he would love to talk to you about anything that concerns you about business, whether you want to start up a business or a nonprofit, or if you have any questions how to continue your business. Right now we're addressing some nonprofit situations, and some of the basic questions that we have. What happens if you don't file the 990 form or it's late?
Well, according to the IRS, an organization whose gross receipts are less than $1 million for its tax year files a Form 990 after the due date, including any extensions, and the organization isn't provided reasonable cause for filing late, the Internal Revenue Service will impose a penalty of $20 per day on the late return.
Wow.
The maximum penalty is $10,000 or 5% of the organization's gross receipts, whichever is less. That's not a good way to win funders by giving your money out to fines.
No, and simply if you just have paperwork, if you're not a paperwork person, a lot of people aren't, and some are, but if you're not a paperwork person, have a volunteer or even a paid staff member that's assigned, let's keep the papers together, let's keep the taxes together. Naturally, you want to keep whatever comes in posted and whatever goes out posted. I mean, that's just simple basics.
A former bookkeeper or somebody with bookkeeping skills could easily set up an office protocol with the assistance of your tax professional, such as your CPA organization. He can write a let's see, there's a word for it. Just jumped out of my head.
An agenda or
it's like an agenda. It's a professional word for it. Anyway, it's a protocol of all of the expenditures and what to expend money on, as well as what to keep receipts on.
Right.
And a bookkeeper can follow those protocols on an everyday or at least a weekly basis. Don't let it get out of control. You will not be able to remember under pressure when you have to file your paperwork. So doing it step by step will be easier for you and your staff.
Now, a lot of nonprofits are losing their status simply because they're not doing the paperwork, they're not filling the 990 form, which is very similar to the initial form requesting the nonprofit status.
That's correct. And the initial form is called the Form 1023. And that Form 1023 asks a whole host of questions. The same thing with the 990s. The IRS is looking to make sure that you are complying with your tax-exempt status and that you're not becoming some normal business for profit. So that's the purpose of the 990s.
And you say that there could be a lot of fines if you don't fill them out on time. Can they be abated, the tax fines?
You know, I was looking at that, and there is a portion here where failure to timely file the information return absent reasonable cause can give rise to a penalty under Section 6652 of the Code. Whether an organization qualifies for the reasonable cause exception to the penalty will be determined on a case-by-case basis into accounts all relevant facts and when taking into account all relevant facts and circumstances.
So the truth is, if you're having problems, it's best to go ahead and talk to Keith. He can mentor you. Go to the IRS, and
yes,
they will mentor you. They'll work with you. They
yes,
don't want to close you down simply
exactly,
because you didn't fill out a form, especially all the good work that you're doing. You need, it's very hard to communicate problems. When a person's having problems, whether it's not being able to do paperwork or something else, sometimes you internalize it rather than going and seeking help.
True.
If you seek help and get it knocked out right away, then you could overcome that problem.
I agree. And in some cases where time permits and resources are okay, I would not mind going out to an organization and actually visualizing the problems that they might be having and getting an overall flavor of what the intent of the business is, and then be able to give them guidance accordingly. Phones, conversations on something so serious can be done, but I feel really the IRS can really help nonprofits over the phone. Those agents are extremely meticulous in their wording and can guide you through step by step what to do and where to find the correct answer that you're looking for.
And this might be the first time you're having a problem, but they deal with it every day, so it's a simple, it's usually a very, very simple solution. It's going to take a little work, but it's a simple solution, and you're going to have to do it regardless. So you might as well get it done as soon as you have the problem, as opposed to procrastinating.
The IRS website, that's irs.gov, under charities and public charities and public something. Anyway, the IRS has a whole host of step-by-step details, all sorts of questions. I mean, as soon as I found out that the IRS puts out a booklet on compliance guide for 501c3 public charities. There's a lot of information in here. Just reading these could absolutely solve some of your concerns. Now, this is not an end-all.
It's a start.
But it's a good start. It shows that the IRS is concerned. You could take this to your legal people as well as your tax agents and work with them in resolving what necessary.
Keith, we only have a minute left. I'd like to recap that if anybody has any questions, if you're starting a small business, if you've got a nonprofit and got questions, give Keith a call. He'll either be at the Braswell Library or at Harold Cooley Braswell in
Harold D. Cooley
Library in Nashville, starting the 27th of September and going all the way through February of next year, except for December, which is a holiday. They'll be having a seminar or a lecture at 5:30 at the Braswell Library on how to do this. Everybody's invited. It's absolutely free. And we'd also like to say, if there's any executives or retired businessmen or bookkeepers or attorneys or accountants that would like to get involved with SCORE,
yes,
Keith would value your assistance. Just give him a call at that number. It's a answering service, and it'll take a day or so for Keith to get back to you, but until they can establish their own phone number.
May I make one quick
And
point, Herb?
One quick more point.
To register for the, we'd like people to register just to make sure we have a large enough room to accommodate the people. Would you call area code 252, which is the Braswell Library, 442-1951, and dial extension 239. And somebody will be able to take your name, number, and an email address. That's all we're asking
That's all
for.
we're asking, and there's absolutely no cost. Keith, I want to thank you very, very much.
Herb, thank you so much for having me on. I mean, this is absolutely a great service that you provide for the community, the Rocky Mount, and surrounding communities.
And we'll see you next time on Community Close Up. Thank you.